welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How have you been? Hope you had a great week. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. And for today, we begin a very relaxed Thursday of metaphysical analysis of leisure gameplay of Star Wars: The Old Republic, because we have pretty much analyzed every single aspect of the game that I continuously explained for uh, 15 days what made it a perfect game, my favorite game of all time, and objectively I have several talking points to say the best game of all time because of how versatile it is and all of the reasons that I've given throughout these 15 days. So we will do leisure gameplay, as I said, with a trooper storyline. I basically need another character. I need a crafter. I need a fourth crafter for augments for my legacy here in the game. So I basically need to have a fourth character with the artifice crew skill. And also, I need the endurance buff once and for all. I've delayed it for 10 years, but not anymore. The 5% endurance buff, which increases your health bar basically by 5%, that you need to complete this storyline for. Okay, perfect. So basically, because of that, I want the buff for my other characters, and I need a crafter. And I want to play the class to understand it as well. Okay, people. Okay. So, without further ado, let's see. I have everything. I've already changed the title. This time I've chosen the correct category. So let's go. Remember, we created this trooper last time. We leveled up all the way through Hata, the initial tutorial planet. And now we are on Dromund Kaas. Basically, we are on Dromund Kaas. I've already activated my experience buff. As you can see, I had 3 plus 4 plus another 7. I had a 14. Well, there I consumed 1 would be 16. But no worries. No, sorry, 14, no, 13. Sorry, 13. My bad. It would be 13. But I need to keep some for another character because I need to be 80 to craft with that character. So I will need to measure my experience boosts correctly. I'll begin with these ones because they are bound and the other ones aren't. Okay, we got some 3 hours precisely of stream.
Second bounty is done. Just one more and I'm in the melee.
Right you are. And competition is heating up. That little green girl, Iopian Rattle, finished all her bounties. Heard she poisoned an Imperial moth.
Lucky we didn't get that one. Not sure how we'd work it out.
Now, I ain't allowed details on whatever you were scrapping for Admiral Fabal, but I got a clearance note says it was duly scrapped. Nice payday, too.
There was a squabble between the Admiral and his Sith daughter. Complicated.
We did this mission
Sounds right
last time.
tricky, but the less I know, the better. Here we go. Bounty 3. I call it Someone's Got a Serious Hate for My Hunter. Top secret, crazy, red flag covered. This one's for a Captain Metal in Imperial Intelligence. No other information.
Looks like I'm working for spies this time.
Better not want us to poison someone.
Stay careful. Get this one done and don't get yourself dead in the process.
Okay, we are participating in the big hand, whatever the fuck. Look at that experience boost is already working. So basically that's the thing. We are in the big hand or whatever the fuck it's called, the great hand, whatever. Basically, we are competing against other bounty hunters for a place in the hierarchy of of the bounty hunter
Enjoy your stay.
reputation, whatever. Basically, it's a competition in which you are assigned 3 tasks. The Great Hunt, I think it's called, and we've completed 2 of them. So we'll complete the last one, and probably we'll be sent to the next planet, like it is in this game. We'll probably go to Balmorra next, if I remember correctly. From 12 to 16, it was Balmorra. This is the 6th Sanctum of Dromund Kaas, in case you don't know where we are, in case you don't know whatever the fuck this place and game is. This is Star Wars The Old Republic. It's actually Knights of the Old Republic 4, 5, 6. Knights of the Old Republic 3, remember, it's the book Revan. The book Revan is Knights of the Old Republic 3. And this game is Knights of the Old Republic 4, the Jedi Knight story, and these ones, the Bounty Hunter, the Imperial Agent, the rest of the classes, the Consular, etc. They are Knights of the Old Republic 5, 6, etc.
The Bounty Hunter. Glad
Yeah.
you could make it. You nervous, Hunter? Parked in the middle of Imperial intelligence and all. I can say one word or touch one button, and you'd disappear forever. Poof. Gone. Just like that. No one would even dare to ask what happened to you.
Are you threatening me, Captain?
What? No. Just showing you what I deal with all day.
Disapproves, Mako, what?
I
He
never signed up
threatened
for this
us.
cloak and dagger stuff. I was a regular soldier. Then one day, I put together a covert op raid that goes a little too well. And bam! I'm in Imperial intelligence. Look, what I'm saying is the stuff that goes on in these halls is insane. And all of it is crazy hush-hush. So what I'm going to tell you has to stay just between you and me. Got it?
My price tag always includes the cost of discretion.
Here's the deal. There's a huge ancient Sith temple on Dromund Kaas.
Yes.
Sit there being scary. Now the place is crawling with Sith sorcery. And it's been ordered a no-go zone for everyone.
We are going to the Dromund
Naturally,
Kaas temple,
We sent
people.
a team in. My commander led that team. Nobody came back. We can't report any of them dead without reporting the mission, which puts me in a bind.
Why do I get the feeling I'm going to the temple?
Because you've got warrior instincts, like me. If I can't prove my commander's dead, I can't take over his spot, which means an ugly power vacuum. I'm hiring you to enter that temple and find the team's ID cards, especially my commander's. I need those IDs to create more acceptable deaths for them.
What if this commander and his team are still alive?
They're not. And even if they are, they're not. Understood. Make sure you find an Imperial commander named Gargan. Can't imagine there'll be more than one corpse in a temple wearing commander stripes. Grab all the team's ID cards and double time it back here, quietly.
Okay, now we are working for Imperial Intelligence. I don't see the difference between this and the Imperial Agent story, honestly. That is quite similar to all of these conspiracies. Right, the fast traveling to Dromund Kaas's temple is restricted. Okay, I'll have to unlock the fast travel point on my own. Hey, I got new abilities. Ah, we got an interruption there. I was not paying attention. So, we got a CC breaker and an interruption. Perfect. And this shit. First, incapacitated or suffering from periodic damage. We don't have our skill tree yet, so yeah.
Enjoy your stay.
Let's go. We'll go to my favorite, one of my favorite places in the whole game. The Dromund Kaas Temple, people. I love that zone. It's amazing, it's mysterious, it's eerie. It has everything you could ask for. Oh, there we go. Bit of lag. This is the problem of this game. With the stupid hero engine that Electronic Arts forced on them. Wait, what? Here? No, wait. Ah, it's because of the stupid events or what? My connection has 4 bars. Yeah. Well, 3. There. What the? What on earth? Stupid events. The game wasn't that laggy back then. Pretty much. What's going on? You loading a lot of terrain? What the? And consider that I have a fiber connection, people. Consider that. What the? It was working perfectly. My lord. Shit, they really need to revamp the engine. Okay, as I was mentioning, we are going to the Dromund Kaas temple, people. Quite an amazing place. Quite an amazing place. And you will see, well, there we go. It seems to be loading. I know it's because it's in an inner area. What the? God damn it. Perhaps I should lower the graphics when I'm streaming or what's this game? No, it's always been shitty. Like you could see that, for example, Dragons and Online works perfectly. It's not my connection. It's the game. It's so laggy, the stupid engine that they cost. Why not just use a loading screen? And now it's normal. Yeah, it's texture caching at this point. Yeah, and now it's pretty much normal. See why I hate online only games? They shouldn't exist. They should be illegal. They should all be like Diablo 2. Offline with an online option if you want to group. Just like Borderlands. See, Borderlands knew what to do in these cases. Alright people, welcome to Dromund Kaas. Beautiful zone. Beautiful zone. Beautiful zone. Okay. Okay, here are the crazed apprentices, possessed worker. Oh, they are level 14. They'll be amazing target practice, I guess. What's this one? I don't remember the abilities. There we go. 72, 172. And this one? Okay. That one is Sith something? I know it's mine. Or what? Can I enter that zone? Hey, I would be curious why. Shit. Scam. Quit bothering me. Pretty much combat will be like this until I unlock the rest of my skill tree. I want to see, why is it that I can enter this phase? Ancient Assembly Chamber. Why is it that I can enter this zone? I shouldn't be able to enter this zone. Interesting. Shit, goddammit, the stupid lag that the engine of this game causes, it's legendary. Even 10 years later, the lag of the stupid engine that Electronic Arts forced on this game is still here. God damn it. Like you could see that Dragons and Online, for example, worked smoothly. It's either the texture caching or whatever they went for. They went for such state-of-the-art graphics back then that for an MMORPG it just was not going to work. Hey, welcome to the Dark Temple, people. As I've said, one of my favorite places in all of the game, if not the favorite. No, I would say Oregon is a bit more, since it's inspired by the Lord of the Rings, it is even more impressive. But this one is one of my favorite places in the whole game. So let's get to it, people. I will be able to record the amazing Dromund Kaas Temple. Welcome to the Dark Temple, people. This is the capital of the Sith Empire in the ancient Star Wars history. In case you don't know, you know that in history of Star Wars, all of the old Republic period like this, it's kind of like 40k years, something like that, or 40 million. I don't know how it measures it. It's a lot of, it's a whole timeline. So basically, the in all of this period of time, hey, we got a war interrupt already. Look at that. And that's special attack when the target is incapacitated or whatever. Okay, we need to find the ID tags of the commander that is dead. Welcome to the Dark Temple, people. I used to come here all the time back then. Great place. It's full of crazy, as you can see, Sith adepts. Hey, it didn't interrupt the ability there. Let me move this one here, because they're incapacitated more frequently than I thought. There they are. Or not. It's one of those quests in which you have to search an area. You have to search a whole area. And look at that, the statue of the ancient Sith Lord. Look at that, beautiful zone, beautiful zone. I remember the first time I entered here with with my main, with the Eraser, with my SWTOR, and it's an absolutely beautiful zone. I also enter with my warriors, with my Sith warriors, and it's an absolutely beautiful zone. I need to do kind of like a remaster of my animated backgrounds recording this zone. So I bet that I just kill enemies. I just kill enemies, and with that I can loot the ID tags of the soldiers, and then we can report back. It has to be somewhere over here. Oh well, I am outside of the area. Now let's go back there. As for the class, we are playing Vanguard, people, remember? We are playing Vanguard. It's semi-melee, 10-meter range abilities. Quite durable, quite tanky in that sense, should be. We are using heavy armor. And see, this is one of the special things that this game has that no other MMORPG has. The setting of the story and making use of the expanded universe of Star Wars that the origin, you know, it wasn't before Disney, before all of the mess that Disney did with the license. We had an expanded universe. By Dark Horse Comics that then was adapted into different pieces of there we go, we are leveling up so fast. Besides, I also need a fourth crafter, as I've said, and the 5% endurance buff for the rest of my characters. So, as I was mentioning, the franchise Star Wars had an expanded universe that Disney killed as they bought it's a cooldown. Okay, it's a defensive ability there. We'll keep this one here. There we go. All right, there I could loot some of them. This place has a lot of people running around, and I should have left my character at a cantina or something, so I would get a rested experience. I see that I am at the end of the boost there. Yep, you could see that my experience bar down there turned yellow That means I have no more resty experience. What the? What is that? Is that the ghost of Mark Aragnos? What the fuck? Wait, what? He has the armor. This wasn't part of the original game.
At last, I look upon my tomb with my own eyes.
Hey, this is new. They gave him the armor of Mark Aragnos.
I look upon my tomb with my own eyes.
Hey, this is new. This wasn't here 10 years ago.
At last, I look upon my tomb with my own eyes.
But he doesn't seem... Doesn't look like I can kill him. Defeat enemies empowered by Neil Veneros. Ah, there it is. It's an event. That's why there's so many people running around. It's an event. Okay. And just by being in the area, it's like a group activity. Ah, right on top of my story quest. Well, okay, I get the point. Okay, defeat Neil Veneros. Okay. And you group up and attack him, I presume. Alright, let's go. If it's an event. Let's help the other guys. Let's hope they haven't killed him yet. Look at that. Alright, and you don't even need to group up. Hey, this is new. Look at that. They included some new stuff. So I just happened to arrive at the exact moment. And he uses the armor of Mark Aragnos. Look at that. They added something interesting. And you cannot engage him again. Alright, it was an event. Okay. They added dynamic events. Okay. See, I bet no one remembers the game responsible for creating this mechanic. It was Rift, people. It was Rift. An old mmorpg, I don't know if anyone played it. Rift. It started the dynamic events with some portals that would drop some enemies. Then the Elder Scrolls Online adopted this mechanic that you see here. And well, looks like Star Wars: The Republic also copied it. That armor that you saw is the armor of Mark Aragnos from precisely Jedi Academy 3. If you played that game, it's a single-player game. But if you played that game, well, that one was part of the expanded universe of Star Wars because it adapted the Dark Horse comics that were developed that were written pretty much or drawn in the US about the extended universe of Star Wars precisely, which had several periods: the Old Republic, the New Republic after the movies with the invasion of the Yuuzhan Vong, which was a new species that threatened the whole galaxy basically, and yes, basically there was a whole expanded universe that Disney killed some 3 months, immediately 3 months after the release of this game. This game is the last piece of the old expanded universe. That's why it's so good, story-wise as well. It's technically the last piece of expanded universe of Star Wars before Disney bought the license. Hence why it took me 10 years to get the encyclopedia, because there was a license problem for the official release encyclopedia of this game, basically because the game was developed, it was launched, and as it was launched, Disney bought the whole license. So the encyclopedia had a very limited production. That's why it was so difficult to get in that sense. Took me 10 years after all. But yeah, it was limited even back then because of that. Like, hey, they were alive. Look at that.
What is this in front of me? Another worshipper? Who braves the flames of the altar of horror to stand in front of Lord Baral Slathborn, Lord of the Sith?
Yes, have I mentioned that the temple drives people mad? I think it was evident that the second we stepped in, but well, doesn't matter. So, you're crazy.
This tomb has driven you insane, Lord.
Insane.
He's just a soldier.
Do not seek madness, but fear and hatred, the tools of the Sith.
You don't look like a
Where's
Sith.
your lightsaber, my lord? Don't you feel naked without it?
Insolence! You will perish in flames. To me, my disciples!
And the disciples are the rest of the team that we were looking for. Okay, I get the point. I get the point. That was well done. Alright, we already got our interrupt. See, we're already getting the abilities. Once we reach level 15, we should be able to get to... We should be able to get access to the skill tree and start dealing with that. It's no longer a skill tree, right? It's like now it will automatically fill the branches. There we go. There's the insignia, some credits, some boots. The boots should be an improvement over what I have. Anything would be an improvement over what I have because I'm basically playing the game without armor like that. No, I have some armor, but as you can see, it's nothing crazy. Just prototype green stuff. Okay, but yeah, I love this zone. In case you don't know, this is a story phase that you saw. I'll show it to you. See this green thing here? This is a story phase. What I mentioned in some of the first streams. This is kind of like for each class of the game, a private story phase. That's why I mentioned, and I have always been so fascinated. That's why I always been so fascinated by this game, how it perfectly blends the philosophy, Well, now they've added events and everything. It blends the what?
I look upon my tomb with my own eyes.
No. You need to kill the rest for the conquest to work. I've always been fascinated by this game because how it blends perfectly the philosophy of a single player story RPG with the classic BioWare signature style of having a dialogue choice system in a quite cohesive story, in a quite cohesive storyline, pretty much like Mass Effect, Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire, etc., all of the classics of BioWare, with the amazing MMORPG elements, namely the player versus environment, the PvE, and the PvP content, the player versus player content, also with extra objectives. Ah, we were meant to go somewhere else. Ah, yeah, right, it was the Sith Intelligence Quarter. I believe it was the other one, right? Yeah, the other one. Perfect. There we go. And it's absolutely fascinating because if you think about it, people, MMORPGs don't have the abstract complexity of the dialogue choice system of a BioWare single-player game like this one, and on the other hand, RPGs, single-player offline RPGs, don't have the abstract complexity of the skill tree system, the damage types system. Remember all of the analysis that we did originally about the damage types of this game, that they can be elemental, that some ignore armor, because they can be also internal or elemental, those ignore armor, or they can be kinetic or energy damage that, for example, is affected by armor. And armor can be heavy, light, or medium, different percentages.
What was it like in the Dark Temple? I've yet to hear anything that didn't sound like pure raving.
Lots of
There
people
was an
inside.
entire society in that temple. Well, kinda.
Still wish I could have got him myself. Would have saved me some unpleasantness. Listen to me. Unpleasantness. I'm even starting to talk like a spy. Friend, remember when I said Sith didn't want anyone in the Dark Temple?
I remember all right.
Well, you can probably guess the rest. I can't risk the Sith ever finding out you went into their precious Dark Temple, which means you're now a liability.
Oh
I
god,
apologize. This isn't the way a fighting man should die. Guards!
we'll see about that. Well, I mean, he has some honor. Well, he betrayed us, but he feels guilty of doing it. Not that it will help him. Not that it will help him, people.
That went wrong, didn't it? Got a hole in my gut. I'm not going to beg. Turning on someone who did their job is wrong. We both know it. Here's your writ. It tells the Mandalorians you did your job. And here's your pay. The rest is up to you.
God damn it, you betray me and you expect me and to kill me and you expect me that. God damn it. You expect me to live unscathed? No, sorry, I'm saved a lot of people today, people, but this one is a
You messed
traitor.
up, Captain. Now you pay for it.
This whole place is messed up. Glad to be rid of it.
Good riddance. I don't like traitors. Okay. That is done. And as I was mentioning, ladies and gentlemen, the idea is that the game has a unique combination of elements. It has a unique combination of elements that you won't find anywhere else, honestly. At least I have played dozens of games. Dozens. Well, hundreds. Hundreds along the years across whole generations, and honestly no game behaves like this one, with this specific combination of single player RPG elements and multiplayer elements in such a flawless way of combining them. A game that can be played like a single player RPG, and a game that can be played as an mmorpg at the same time. That's the thing, that is that it can be both at the same time. The concurrency of both elements at the same time is what makes it so special, because that makes it extremely versatile. You want to play like a single player game, you can play it like a single player game. I just
You're
wish,
alive.
that's why I always
Some
say
Mandalorian big shot named
that this
Carol
game had an
Reed said you were
offline mode,
dead. They're about to start the melee without you.
because if they ever close the servers, we will lose first, a unique piece of Star Wars history, because if this game finishes the story of Knights of the Old Republic. Second, we will lose a unique combination of gameplay mechanics that you won't find anywhere else. Also, the abstract complexity of the crafting system, of the skill tree, and the damage types will be is also unique, because if you think about it, the abstract complexity of, for example, World of Warcraft, let's say, as to cite a famous example, the most famous example that shifted the paradigm of the MMORPG genre, World of Warcraft does not use different types of damage combined with different types of armor in the way it is used in this game. That's why I'm so fascinated. I have always been fascinated by this game. So let's proceed with the story. Let's see if we can finally get into the Great Hunt, or whatever it is. This story. Remember, people, we are playing as a new class. Since they did a sacrilege, allowing us to play any class we want with this new disciplines system. Since they didn't give a shit about the story, we don't give a shit about classes. Right now we are playing a new class, the Imperial Trooper, instead of the Bounty Hunter. So yeah, since they could do a sacrilege, then I should be free of any guilt.
Can you still get me into that melee, Krista?
Yeah, but just by the skin of your knuckles. All the other hunters who survived are already inside. Get in there.
I love it when they update, because I am sure this NPC wasn't like this with this haircut. When the game originally launched, I remember the NPCs were different. They changed something about them. I love it when they always use the wannabe gangster haircuts of this new generation of society, with all of the wannabe gangster haircuts, with Sioux crests, or kind of like being completely uh, having kind of like that spiky uh, hair right in the hair right in the middle, while you have no hair at the sides of your head. Lovely, lovely, lovely. The haircut style tendencies of our new age modern generation, we have to agree, people, they are amazing. They are amazing. They're all wannabe gangster haircuts. They are not gangsters, but they want to be gangsters. The youngsters want to be gangsters, but they are not. They want to be semi-criminals. They are not, fortunately, but they want to be. That's the, see why education is always important for society, people. See why it's always important. It shouldn't take long.
Back in a flash.
That's the spirit.
Nothing like wannabe gangster haircuts. Nothing like games. Have you noticed that in modern games, people? Well, you can see why. Maybe I am somehow hated sometimes by new age viewers. People, I bet you can see it by now. Yes. Have you noticed that in modern games, in some of them, you can only choose wannabe gangster haircuts. Wannabe gangster haircuts, like a normal haircut, like.
And the last hunter left standing
Normal?
joins the great hunt.
No.
Simple as that. All weapons are allowed, but you fight alone. No assistance. And it looks like we have a latecomer.
Wait, let me remove the chat there for a sec.
Somebody made up a story I was dead.
Your competitors were relieved to hear it. Too bad for them, huh? Huntmaster, will you do us the honor?
Many hunters earning glory and death. Good hunting to all.
We all heard tales of your exploits, Hunter.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps I'll turn them into a song to commemorate your death.
That confident, are you?
Confidence breeds victory. I'd wish you luck, but it wouldn't help. So I'll just say goodbye.
No. Knowledge
You
brings
hunters are the
victory.
best that the galaxy's goons and thug lords could send us. Now show us which one of you will join the great hunt. Fight!
Alright, let's see. I need that buff and the crafter. So give me that sweet experience. Oh! It's a free-for-all. We'll begin with this one. I wonder how sturdy this class is in PvP. I'm trying to work on the Immortal Juggernaut, but the fuckers, they discontinued the proper relic. Fly Energies, how's it going? Sorry, when was the message? It was some seconds ago. Sorry, I was fighting it. How's it going, Flying Energies? How's it going? Yeah, they had a blast with Drakensang Online. I fought the boss. I fought the boss the other day. The second boss, Kaas, something like that. Took me like an hour. Quite tough. And also, Flying Energies, I wanted to comment to you that I didn't comment to you on Tuesday, that that I remember the day. I remember the day. The other in the previous stream. I remember the day, not on stream, but in my mind. The day you raided me, the first day you raided me, because District told you about the channel and everything. And I remember I watched the end of your stream that day when you when you raided me, and and I remember the expression on your face when you told district. It was more or less like the district. You sure you want me to raid this guy? Because you were probably reading the panels down below with all of the metaphysics and everything. With all of the crazy stuff I have written down here. No, the panels are here to scare those that would bring a problem to the channel. That's the idea. But I remember the expression the other day as I was precisely playing Drakensang Online, because the game reminds me of you and this trip. So yeah, I wanted to comment it to you. I was going to comment it, but I was doing the analysis on Tuesday and I forgot. So yeah, I remember the expression in your district. You sure you want me to raid this guy? And I saw and I remember seeing that your eyes were reading the panels with all of the crazy stuff. Okay, the other day I played. I did the second boss. I did the second boss, and and it was quite tough. It was quite tough. It was quite tough. It was a challenge. I loved it. I loved it. I commented it by the end that it wasn't a walk in the park at all. It was quite challenging. A much better system than Diablo 3, for example.
I want to know everything about the Great Hunt.
I love that second boss. The first one was like Leoric. It was
Master,
a bit easier to establish a comparison, but Kalis was a challenge. By the end of
this
Tuesday's
is
stream, it was a
ridiculous.
challenge.
I mean, really, this needs to stop right now.
Why is this guy wearing makeup? They added makeup to the NPCs. Look at that. It's another part of this new age generation of players. Okay. Kill. Look at this. Glad you could make it. This ends now. Kill. Kill.
You die, scum.
No!
There are
No
rules.
unsanctioned kills in the Great Hunt.
No, there are
You
rules.
see? That's a perfect example. I object to this farce. This ignorant thug does not deserve to enter the Great Hunt. His credentials are a lie, fabricated by his little gutter rat of a sidekick. He deserves no honors.
You lying, cheating, murdering scum!
We
Seth.
know this hunter's history, Blood. The Huntmaster has ruled. You fools! This is a place of honor, a competition of elites. Mandalore will hear of this.
No, you have to obey the Wookiee. The Wookiee has the last word. You're an emotional boy. Take it up with the Wookiees.
I sure hope you're not gonna cry.
Enough! Before this great hunt is over, I will have your skull in my hands.
See, no other MMORPG will give you this edgy dialogue line.
Well, the great hunt just got way more interesting. Sorry to interrupt, Huntmaster. Please continue.
White Wookiee, keep talking. The Red Hunt proves talent, respect. Each hunter will hunt the other's prey. Each hunter hunts the other. At the end, there is no prey and only one hunter.
You get all that, Hunter?
Yeah, right. I think so.
Maybe you want to sum it up for me.
Yes, please.
All right, I'll try. But without the flowery stuff. You'll be hunting targets spread across the galaxy. There'll be at least one other hunter going for them, too. You not only have to take down your target, you have to eliminate the other hunters.
Okay. What do you...
I'm supposed to execute my fellow hunters?
You only have to eliminate them from the Great Hunt. Surrender isn't typical, but it's accepted.
Today you truly are the hunter. Everyone's great. Welcome to the Great Hunt. Okay,
Your
chapter
handler,
2.
Krista will fill you in on the rest of the details. She's waiting for you.
Return to Krista or whatever. Let's go. Okay. So yeah, pretty much I remember the day Flying Energies raided me, and well, it's because of comments like those that it can raise suspicions That's it. No, but I'm generally very. You could see people. I'm generally very very
What a
calm.
thrashing. The other handlers are all bug-eyed jealous you won. Now, on to the great hunt. I expect you want to hear about your targets.
You could see that I'm generally a very very calm, individual at all. I don't cause any problem. The thing is that of course as I've said, the I cannot avoid making comments like those, like the wannabe gangster haircuts and everything, because they are things that since I grew up in well, well, uh, culturally in a different era, they are kind of like so evident that I cannot avoid making those comments. Like for me, it's not normal that everyone has a Sioux crest for hair, for example. Like for me, that's crazy. Like not normal. So yeah, and pretty much it's freedom of expression. What are you gonna do? That's the thing. My tires are already dead. You expect, right? Did you see the melee?
Tell me everything I need to know.
Go,
Here's
go.
how it's gonna work. First, you're getting a starship.
Yes, finally we're getting our ship. From where? You?
How's that gonna happen?
Well, let's just say you're not quite done here on Dromund Kaas.
Oh,
On your ship's computer, you'll access 2 holo recordings, both with specific details on who and where you hunt.
View holo recordings, take out targets. Got it.
Each target will have another hunter assigned to it. You have to locate that rival and take him out, too.
Maybe we'll get lucky and Tarot Blood will be on our first target.
Now, about your ship, there's a tradition for new hunters. You gotta steal one for yourself.
interesting. Uh, I'm
Is
breaking
this
the
gonna
law.
get me in trouble with
Back
the
was
Imperials?
AFK. No, no
A
worries.
hunter's
Flying
life
energy.
is
I was
nothing but
commenting
trouble.
that
Get used to
precisely,
it. Now let's find you the right ship.
just in case you
Gotcha. I know one that belongs to one of them so-called
One sec.
importer types. Fast, smooth, and roomy. I'll pull together your holo recordings for the great hunt targets and transmit them when you hit space. Meantime, head to the spaceport. Get past whatever guards are around, steal your ship, and hit the
Ah, we got a
hyperlinks.
bot, people. Wait. We got a bot. We got another one of those bots offering viewers. You know what I do to those? You know what I do to filthy bots offering viewers? Because they actually distort. We got another one. No, Fly Energy, I have a lot. I was going to reply to you in a second. One sec. You know how many of those bitches I've had? Flying Energies, you have no idea. You have no idea. You know what I do to those bots? Yes, I ban them instantly. They think I will wait until the end of the stream like most people do or whatever. No. I stop the stream and ban them immediately. No. No, because you know what? I used to do that. I used to wait and be a bit tolerant with them. And no, if you do that, then they send even more. They send even even more. And that's a terrible idea. Ban them immediately as they appear. Why? I also hate them because they
I'm off on a
distort
great hunt.
Your first
the
round of targets are on Balmorra and Narshada. Good luck to you, Hunter.
okay, Balmorra and Ashada. Chapter 1. Perfect. And a new weapon. Magnificent. Dan. You know why I hate them so much? Because they actually distort, besides selling views and etc., they distort the potential real talent that any small streamer could have. Not talking about me, I'm an idiot, people. But I despise them because of that. Because then some idiot will pay for those, and the person probably has no talent. He spends 2 hours in silent during the stream or whatever, and a poor guy who does not pay for them, for example, then is kind of like unfavored by the system due to that disgusting, crazy shit. That's why I despise them so much, because they distort metaphysical reality. they distort the real effort of people. So there's nothing more discriminatory. There's nothing more.
Keep those beasts out of the spaceport.
There's nothing more discriminatory and disgusting, and at the end of the day, it's classless. It's classless because it removes any opportunity from. It takes out any opportunity for people who may put in the effort. So it's kind of like the most unfair thing ever. That's why I despise them so much. So yeah, now I ban them instantly since some 2 years ago. I banned them instantly. By Energies was commenting to you that I was remembering nothing. I was just remembering the day you raided me, the first day when I was playing the original Dragon Sun. That district told you to please raid me. That in the last minutes of the stream, I watched the last minutes of the stream.
Drop your weapon and kiss the floor. This is one starship that's not getting stolen on my watch. You hear me, scum?
Okay, let's see.
Can you repeat all that into this barrel?
You filthy off-world virus. I had 3 ships stolen this year by the Mandalorians and their unwashed cohorts. Of course, not all Mandalorians are bad. Taro Blood was nice enough to tell me about this little tradition of yours.
If you want to die, I'm not arguing.
Nice camera shot of the chest instead of a face.
You heard the man, at him!
Let's go. The day you raided me, I watched the final part of the stream. I was commenting that I watched the final part of the stream when you do the raid, and I remember watching your face that you told District, you sure you want me to raid this guy? Like, because, and your eyes were kind of like moving from left to right because you were probably reading the panels with all of the crazy metaphysical stuff, and that's why the other day I wanted to comment it to you because it always makes me laugh. Yeah, and I remember your face with the eyes going from left to right reading the panels, and I said, yeah, well, poor guy, District told him that, and he was probably reading metaphysical analysis, the crazy example, what is he making me raid, and it always makes me laugh, so I always remember that moment fondly, because I watched the Dragon Sang stream then when I followed you back, and then I remember the face that you had with the eyes going from left to right. District, you more or less expression was like this. District, you sure you want me to raid this guy? Like, you sure he's crazy? District? And yeah, pretty much. No, it's because of the comments that I generally do. The few people that in that sense didn't like me. Generally, I commented the other day. Generally, I had 2 Polish viewers who just couldn't withstand the metaphysical aspect of the analysis in that sense. But generally, you can see that I'm probably among the most friendly possible and cautious in that sense. So yeah, the panels scare people off. No, and on Tuesday when I was playing Drakensang Online, I got to the second boss, to Kaas, the other day. By the end of the stream, by the very end of the stream. It took me 40 minutes to beat Kaas. It took me 40 minutes, and I was very pleased by the end of the stream. It was a nice surprise how they handled the difficulty, because actually the player was not encouraged to just use potions, but I had to use the way of healing. The healing system of that boss fight was that some random red orbs would drop randomly on the terrain of the boss fight, and I was pleasantly surprised by the boss fight. The first boss fight of Dragon's Angle Line, it
Rules
was...
or no rules, Taro Blood dies the next time we see him. Right?
I'm following the rules, Maker.
If killing Taro means I don't win the Great Hunt, he lives. Got it?
How can you say that after everything he's done? That man killed Brayden, my father. Have you already forgotten that?
Your father? You didn't say it was your father.
Brayden wasn't your real father, now was he?
What does this have to do with anything? You're not even listening. This conversation is over. Let's get off this lousy planet.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, the red orbs. Without them, you die. Yeah, it's incredible, but generally, if I compared it to Diablo 3, well, in the middle of a fight, I could do much of a comparison, so I'll do it next time. The influence of the usage of potions on the gameplay mechanics generally is much more unnatural in isometric action RPG games compared to that. For example, in Diablo 3, you just constantly spam an endlessly reusable potion. Just as a reference. In general, or you spam potions but they have a cooldown or whatever, or in Diablo 2 you even can constantly spam potions. I was pleasantly surprised by how organic and natural that way of handling the usage of potions, of health regeneration in general, was. I was, hey, look at that, the operations dummy is transferred from my legacy.
I mean, greetings. I am 2VR8, factotum droid for this vessel. You must be my new master. Gentle, kind new master.
Factotum droid.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What's your function aboard my ship?
I am programmed for a wide array of tasks, including but not limited to meal preparation, ship maintenance, janitorial duty, and etiquette. Welcome aboard this Kuat Drive Yard's D5 Mantis patrol craft. Its speed and firepower are unmatched by other vessels of its class.
And it was absolutely...
You'll find all of the standard amenities, including your own private captain's locker for storing valuables.
Okay, yeah, we know all of this.
Contains a constantly
I want to have it recorded, people, in case the game goes offline. I want to have everything recorded.
Interstellar communications are accessed via the ship's holoterminal.
Remember,
Priority alerts that you may find useful are available from the Imperial HoloNet console.
when MMORPGs go offline, all of this is lost.
Inform your crew that you wish to issue new orders.
Until you get a private
Any
server.
questions, Master?
I was surprised
Thank goodness you aren't
by the red
deactivating
orbs.
me. I mean, good luck. I regret I am unable to offer you combat support, Master. Frankly, my chassis couldn't withstand the stress. However, should any errands arise that are beneath your superior status, please do not hesitate to call upon me. I function to serve you. Whenever you are ready to depart, consult the galaxy map on your bridge. It will program the proper astrogation coordinates and activate the engines.
Alright. I was surprised by those red orbs, precisely. Yeah, the red orbs, without them you die. I was surprised because in the Kaas boss fight, they drop randomly, but you need to remain close to the entrance of the chamber. Well, you have the 40 minutes of boss fight there, but I was surprised, and I wanted to... I'll highlight it next Tuesday, by how that affected the gameplay mechanics of the boss fight. Because when the red orb dropped far away from the entrance, then she would activate an AoE, an area of effect ability, that would instantly kill you. I know that you could potentially farm over the required level, I think I was 25, to mitigate that insane amount of damage, but at the same level, at the supposed level that you are supposedly meant to initiate that boss fight at 25, I was almost instantly killed without strategic positioning for that boss fight. So, hey, I never seen this ship in the game because I never played Bounty Hunter. Quite compact, if you ask me. Quite different than the Sith Inquisitor and the Warriors ship. Oh, look at that. Thanks to my legacy perks, I retain my training damage, but why are they right at the entrance? And what about this? This is like a medical room, some quarters. Yeah, it's not as spacious as the other ones. Yeah. It's all yellow, it's like the consulars. And here we got the cargo hold and everything. Okay, let's travel to Balmorra. I think it has to be. Balmorra should be the next world. Come on, let's make use of our experience boost. Okay, now you will see for the first time the galaxy map of the extended universe of Star Wars. But before I get into that, regarding Kaas, I was pleasantly surprised by that boss fight. I wanted to comment it to District probably next Tuesday when I play Dragon's Sang again. I was pleasantly surprised because how the influence of the healing system created an organic demand of precise positioning on the battlefield for the appropriate level. As I've said, that's why I highlighted that. In that sense, probably if you overfarm a lot, the hey, you can no longer rotate this shit. They changed the galaxy map. It wasn't like this. You used to be able to rotate this shit. Now it's like bigger and like fixed and divided by. Well, it was divided by regions previously, but this is straight from Mass Effect 3, people. But it's amazing how the healing system demanded strategic positioning in a very organic way. So yeah, pretty much. I am going to highlight that next time because it was one of the most surprising aspects how well it was balanced since generally they just allow generally isometric action RPG games just allow the player to either spam potions or very limited cooldowns, and that's pretty much it. And I thought it was a very it was a quite organic, natural way to add difficulty to the boss fight. And also it took me 40 minutes. It took me 40 minutes. And the fact that it regenerated the shield if you took way too much time. So it was actually a DPS check. It had an internal DPS check. Something that for example, Diablo 3 doesn't have. You just respawn and that's it. In that sense. But it doesn't have an internal DPS check that it regenerates, in that case, the shield or whatever. In that sense, Path of Exile, I also played Path of Exile, the complete story, and while the one thing one has to grant to Path of Exile is that the abstract complexity. Right, use a ship's holo terminal. I am stupid, sorry. First I had to use the holo terminal before doing this. My bad. Hey, they copied the ship from the movies from Attack of the Clones. Yeah, we know. Let me touch I need to touch the holo terminal. I need to press the holo terminal and then disembark. Don't worry, but we're already on the planet.
Galaxy will continue trembling at your approach if it knows what's before it, Master.
Okay, where is the holo terminal here? It should be indicated there in red. Ah, it's this one. Sorry, people. It's been 10 years.
The Great Hunt never sends us anywhere nice. The Empire's been fighting for control of Balmorra for years. Death tolls in the high 7 figures.
How is there anything left to fight over?
The weapons factories are built to withstand attack. The people aren't. Let's see what Krista has to say about our job here. It's starting the holo now.
Welcome to Balmorra, Hunter.
See, it's like playing Mass Effect 3 at this point.
Untouchable. Spends all his time on a fancy flagship surrounded by armed soldiers.
Oh, we'll get to Balmorra.
Hunter. You gotta lure Admiral Avernus off his flying fortress and down to Balmorra. To make things even more interesting, no friendly contacts here. You gotta figure this out yourself.
Alright, we're
Don't
hunting.
forget, the job ain't done till you're the only hunter left standing. Good luck.
Mako, get me everything you can find on Admiral Ivernus.
Besides,
on it.
we'll
Logging
meet
into
the
the
new
Imperial network
companions
now.
as we play.
He's a war hero, all right. Actually won some battles against the Mandalorians. Wonder if that's how he got on the list. This is interesting. Turns out one of the Admiral's toadies is in the market for a bounty hunter.
We are hunting an admiral, people.
Let's get every piece of information on them you can pull down.
The job listing contact is Lieutenant Major Perel. And get this, discretion is of the utmost importance. Whatever this is, Perel wants it secret.
See, for example, compare this leveling experience to that of World of Warcraft. For
Let's
example,
apply for a job
that's a
and see
direct
if we can't
comparison.
work our way up to the Admiral.
See how it
Lieutenant Major Perel's
behaves.
office is at the Imperial base in Sobrik. Let's go impress him and see where it leads.
See how it behaves like a single player game? In a lot of cases, that's what makes this game the most unique I've ever seen. It's so versatile. It's so versatile. Exit your ship to Balmorra. There we go. It's so versatile that it can be a single player game or a multiplayer game simultaneously at the same time. It's absolutely brilliant. How BioWare Austin, it was a new studio, it wasn't BioWare, the main one that had done all of the games previously, wasn't based on Austin, Texas, which is the studio that developed this one originally. Objective? They had to create a new studio for this game. Where is the... Where is it? Speak to Boar. Who's Boar? Wait, what? Hang on. What's going on here? Cannot interact with those NPCs. Is this bugged or what? What?
This is a bad time. We'll talk when it's safer.
NPC died, people. Banished. Let's refresh the instance. Interesting. Interesting. Looks like Broadsword is still going through the spaghetti code of that that BioWare left them precisely. So, as I've been mentioning, it's a quite unique combination that you won't find anywhere else. Come on, my experience boost is running out. Come on, I need to get the experience. Okay, yes, we know. Let's see. Now we'll travel to the beautiful world of Balmorra. Yes, the main story makes you travel through a lot of different planets. Let's see if the NPC appeared. If it rendered. Am I crazy or what? The objective is right there. Maybe it's above us. Let's see, is there any terminal above us? It cannot be that much of a... yeah, it has to be above us. Silly me. It has to be. Through here? Or not? Well, look at this. I've never done this story, so for me this is new. But if it's like the Inquisitors, story through here, mission departures. Okay, the thing is that there isn't even an NPC. Could it be because I arrived before activating the holo transmission or anything. Shit. Interesting. Interesting. What the? Generally, that's not. Generally, the bugs in this game are different than this. Generally, the bugs have to do with getting out of the terrain.
I cleaned the vessel from stem to stern in your absence. You can smell the difference.
You know, I cannot reset this shit. It's a story mission. Let's try relogging. Maybe we can try that. Maybe we can try that, people. We can try relogging. Now that's interesting. Right, it's a story mission. And by relogging, I mean closing the fucking game. God damn it. God damn it. Now that is new. I didn't expect that to happen. The other day I was exploring a part of Onderon, one of the planets I didn't get to explore back in 2015 because it didn't exist. It didn't exist, and I got out of the map. And I fucking got out of the map. And by getting out of the map, I mean that I ended up in a in some red squares in a plain platform in the middle of a space, of black space. I have the I have a screenshot. I took a screenshot, of course, of that, of such spectacle uh, of of the game. But yes, um, I basically first need a fourth character to be my artifice crafter, and I need the 5% endurance buff that I never got back in the day. So yeah, pretty much. Let me try restarting this shit, see if it works. It somehow should. It somehow should, because I know it's laggy because it's closing. This shit closes whenever it loads the stupid shader cache alongside the stream. In that sense. I'll try restarting it because that NPC didn't show. That NPC didn't show at all. I'll try restarting it. Weird. Weird. Never happened to me, that bug. It never happened to me so far. Yes. Absolutely crazy. I'll leave the screen here ready because then I will need to relog in and I don't want to miss the scene there. Because the other day it happened to me. Not the other day, some months ago, and then it didn't show the last half an hour of my stream. So yeah, pretty much. No, it's absolutely unique. A game in which you have the moral choice system of Mass Effect, Jade Empire, and Knights of the Old Republic combined with the MMORPG elements of World of Warcraft. Think about the leveling experience uh, in World of Warcraft compared to this one. The storyline, the quest line, is next to there we go. Is next to non-existent in that sense, because in World of Warcraft you basically do the so-called fetch quests, and that's pretty much it. The main story, there isn't a main story until you hit the raids, the operations with the Lich King and etc. And even so, they're like mini stories pretty much. You don't you don't get to experience a single player story. World of Warcraft cannot be played as a single player game, and there you can see the huge shift in development philosophy that this game brought to to the table in a direct comparison with the previous game that created a paradigm shift. I think this Star Wars: New Republic, I think is the best game ever created, even with the bugs, even with everything, uh, even with all of the things that I complain about, etc. Because it's the most versatile I've seen. Even so, it's still pretty much the most versatile I've seen. Like no other game will give you a full-fledged Mass Effect slash Knights of the Republic story quest alongside the mmorpg mechanics that it has. For example, as I was commenting previously, the extra complexity of the damage system, that some attacks, that all classes have a combination of direct attacks that are affected by armor, which in turn can be light, medium, or heavy, 10, 20, and 30% damage reduction. And most classes, or some classes, will have internal damage that will ignore armor. Combining that with some skill trees that have kind of like damage over time, and some that have direct damage combinations, it's quite complex. If you think of World of Warcraft, the Lich King expansion, at least the one that I played, you have pretty much, there we go, let's hope that NPC appears. You have pretty much a fireball skill tree and the other one, the frost mage skill tree, and they're pretty much the same. Yes, the fire skill tree provides like a bit of damage over time, and the other one slows targets down, for example. But at the end of the day, there isn't an intrinsic internal stat damage system that converts the gameplay rotation completely, that it completely changes it at all. Like, they still are very similar. They are still pretty similar in comparison. A frost mage and a fire mage in World of Warcraft. Here, a madness sorcerer is completely different when compared to a lightning sorcerer. If you pay attention to it. There we go. Look at that. We had to restart the game. Nice bug. Nice bug, broadsword. Well, in this case it's broadsword, but it was, I don't know if it was left then by electronic. See how I know this game. That you had to restart the game. Look at that. The NPC didn't appear because I made the critical mistake. Any game developer couldn't ever think about it, that the player would first travel before activating the holo terminal. Would you look at that? Yes. Good old BioWare, I guess. Well, I don't know if this one should be attributed to BioWare or to Broadsword. Did they update the scene? Yes. You're the bounty hunter. We want a word with you. Why do I know you? I'm busy, kids.
Take a number and get in line.
You see this blaster? It means we get to jump to the front of the line.
Hey, did they add makeup to NPCs?
We Corellians are very particular about our debts.
You killed our brother Vex, you pile of scum. You got anything to say for yourself?
First, that your voice is unbearable. My voice is not perfect, people, but it's not as lousy as this one. See how the voice acting is perfectly done to even trigger the player with a stupid detail like that? It's absolutely amazing, and most reviewers don't pay attention to it. Walk away, both of you.
Take off before you regret it.
We're not afraid of you, and neither was Vex. He was the galaxy's best gunfighter.
Ah, yeah, remember back in
Kotor,
Kotar.
right?
Yeah.
The fast draw guy.
Yeah.
You couldn't take him in a stand-up fight, so you shot him in the back. Now you're going to pay the price.
Actually, no.
Taro blood ring a bell? He told us how you slaughtered Vex and then killed the old man, Braden, when he discovered your crime.
Why is that guy wearing
I
makeup?
can't believe even Taro would stoop that low.
Braden was more than just my mentor. He was my friend. Taro killed him. The only one getting fried here is you, and for nothing. You're gonna die for a lie.
Wait, hang on, Vi. What if the bounty hunter's telling the truth?
You take the word of this mongrel who killed our brother?
No, but I'm not sure I trust Taro blood either. What if we're being used?
See, it wasn't that difficult using your brain. It wasn't that difficult. Hey, did they gave him female lips and makeup to this guy? Shit. God damn it, Disney. God damn it. God damn it. There's something very wrong in several people's heads. God damn it. Look at those lips, people. I can't stop staring at that shit. Combined with the makeup, I mean, it's the whole image, like... looks so freaking unnatural. What have they done? The NPCs weren't like this 10 years ago, yeah? Let me assure you of that. I'm mentioning this because they weren't like this 10 years ago. I can assure you of that. They weren't like this. I remember the Inquisitor, the whole Inquisitor's story, Jedi Warrior, the Jedi Knight, Sith Warrior, and Consular, the four main Force user, and the Sniper, the Imperial Agent, and they weren't like this. These were DEI new stuff here. All right, no, but I'm sure we are being used. There's no if about
Taro
it.
sent you to die.
Don't listen, Bor. It's a trick.
What if he wasn't shot in the back? If this bounty hunter killed Vex in a fair fight, what chance do we have?
I did so. Can't argue with that logic.
You're smarter than you look, Vor.
If I'm gonna die, it ain't gonna be because I was too dumb to walk away. Let's go.
Finally,
What about
a
Vex?
brain.
We made a promise.
Our brother's dead. Getting ourselves killed won't change that. Come on.
There we go. Now let's get on with the quest. I was surprised at that bag. Look at that, they disappeared again. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. It's because of that, because the NPC disappears after the dialogue line. What I wouldn't give for an offline, a proper offline version of this game with online option, of course, to PvP, of course, or to do operation like Borderlands or like Diablo, like. But well, they made a million. We read in the first stream. You can also get the story arc of Balmorra, etc. These were all previously baked in 10 years ago into the experience. You needed to do all of those side quests. Now you can skip because of the stupid experience boosts and whatever. Welcome to Balmorra, people. Look at that beautiful shield protecting us from certain destruction. One would never say that this has something to do with the clear influence of Borderlands 2, of Sanctuary, of the main social hub of Sanctuary. It's offline, but still, that's where you get your base of operations. So yeah, look at that shield protecting us. See the creativity, the expanded universe of Star Wars I was commenting previously before the stupid bug distracted me. I was commenting that the expanded universe of Star Wars was quite rich, serious, and amazing before the Disney bought the franchise.
How may I be of assistance?
30 months after this game was released, and hence why the encyclopedia is so limited.
Perel sent for me, didn't he tell you?
It had a very quite rich.
An appointment in my scheduling databanks. If I may inquire, with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I'm a bounty hunter. That's all you need to know.
A bounty hunter? Oh, how interesting. I don't believe I've ever met one of you. My sincerest apologies, but the Lieutenant Major is currently in a meeting and cannot be disturbed. Thank you for visiting Lieutenant Major Perel's office. Have a pleasant day.
Quit jerking me around. I should blast you to bits. Thanks, I will. Blast ODX. I'll choose this one this time just to laugh.
You're dead, fella.
What was that racket? ODX! ODX, answer me! You worthless piece of junk! Who's out there?
I got your encoded request, Perel.
What encoded request? What are you talking about? Ah, of course. I understand. Give me a moment to unlock the door.
Perel is our only connection to Admiral Iverness, so let's make the Lieutenant Major a very satisfied customer.
You forgot to render the NPC there as well.
My apologies for the poor welcome. I never informed that idiot droid I was hiring a bounty hunter.
Ah, he has a
I'm assistant to the
Cathar
naval attaché of the
prostitute
governor of
there, or
Balmorra.
what?
I specialize in intelligence gathering.
Master is wise and powerful.
This is Mergier, an amusing gift from a friend on Dromund Kaas. What she lacks in intelligence, she makes up for in entertainment value. Let's get down to business, shall we?
The Sith Warrior story doesn't have details
My
like this
superior,
one.
Colonel Sartius, is
You
an
can see
incompetent fool.
the difference.
I toil in his shadow, though his job should rightfully be mine.
You're mighty proud of yourself, aren't you?
I have served this empire with distinction for years, and yet I'm still merely a lieutenant major. Unacceptable. But what's most infuriating is that Colonel Sartius has the full confidence of Admiral Iverness. Colonel Sartius remains in power because he excels at hiding his gross incompetence from the Admiral. But we're going to tear down that facade.
The Colonel loses his job. Admiral Iverness comes here and gives you a promotion.
We're going to work well together. I can tell. I want you to create problems for Colonel Sartius. Problems I'm confident he can't deal with. Your
Okay.
missions will involve plenty of mayhem and destruction. And the pay is quite generous. Interested?
Mayhem and destruction are my specialties.
How many people now?
Then
I
it was
resume
fate
the
that led you
commentary.
here.
Now I resume the commentary.
Your first target
About
is
the
the
expanded
Okada droid
universe.
factory. Before the Empire invaded Balmorra, we sabotaged the facility, turning the droids into crazed killing machines. Colonel Sartius is very close to deciphering the facility's control codes. If he does, it will bring the droids fully under the Empire's control. The Colonel cannot be allowed such a victory. I sent a data slicer to enter a code-scrambling virus into the facility's computer system.
What's the problem?
The security team escorting the slicer was killed by the facility's droids. Now the slicer is trapped inside.
And we
The
gotta
slicer
rescue him.
refuses to input the virus until I send a rescue team. I'm sending you. The slicer's name is Zalia. Force her to input the virus into the system. Then eliminate her. No loose ends. We'll have more business to discuss when you return.
Alright, finally we can... Well, I'm getting boosted experience because of this. So I am making quite progress, people. In that sense. I'm doing quite a lot of progress in that sense. In only an hour and a half. Look at that. Look at that. We must have unlocked the skill tree by now. We must have unlocked the skill tree by now. Have we? There we go. Render your shit. Yes, look at that. Applies a stack of Durasteel. Ah, yeah, I got a lot of abilities here. And I should have Unity. Legacy abilities. Legacy abilities, please. Show up. Show up. Legacy abilities. There, Unity, 50% damage reduction. We got a heroic moment, just in case everything goes to shit. We'll begin with those here. And we've unlocked the skill tree. Look at that, people. So, applies a stack of dirty armor, increase your armor by 40% and your damage done by 2% for... Ah, right, I can choose the skill tree. Yeah, we'll stick to plasma attack to damage over time. Damage over time is always good. Damage over time is always good. Okay. We'll have an interruption. This one is for recharge. And this got... the other one got replaced by this one. Replaces Talk Strike. This one is Shock Strike. Elemental damage, but still no elemental damage. Hey, this damage ignores armor, huh? The one that says elemental. Elemental damage and internal damage, they both ignore armor.
At your service, sir.
Indeed.
Route is confirmed.
Let's go. Well, let's hope. See that now? It's not lagging. Yeah, you sometimes have to just restart the game from time to time. It has that weird caching. Look at now. Look at that. Yeah, it gets a bit of lag because of the run time. No, it's a problem of the graphics then. It's a problem of the rendering graphics. It's way too much the stream plus rendering at this speed. Plus rendering speed, yes. Pretty much. There we go. Okay. Only 15 people? There has to be another instance. No, not a lot of people. Only 15 or 150? No. I know there are 2 instances. Look at that. How they are trying to decompress the shitty spaghetti code of the game. In that sense, it's ironic that one of the greatest pieces of art of the expanded universe of Star Wars, as I was mentioning, is if not the greatest, and one of the best, for me, the best game of all time. In that sense, how it's trapped with a shitty engine and online only. It's an absolute crime. An absolute crime. Let me kill something. Oh my freaking god. 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 Stupid. Lock. I hate it when that shit happens. That shit, it should never happen. That lock there. Alright, let's kill stuff. So we get some extra experience. Oh, that's not a lot. Why is it lagging so much? Why is it lagging in this shitty planet? It's because of the stupid stream that I played with Eraser. Way worse stuff. Where's the other one? This one. Why is it lagging so much? It's because of the vegetation or something like that. But in Dromund Kaas, it was working perfectly. You can see it's a stupid engine of the game. It's a stupid engine. It's absolutely crazy. that it's so heavy on the texture caching. The Okara Droid Factory. There we go, and now see that it works normally. You can see it. Sometimes it works normally, sometimes it gets that shit. Okay. The Okara Droid Factory, look at this. Balmorra, it was one of the first planets that were invaded by the Empire. And you can see at this amazing universe that they created, it's absolutely shameful that if the servers go offline, we'll lose a legendary piece of Star Wars history, because it's part of the Old Republic era. It's part of the Old Republic era. Just like the Use and Bong are part of the new age of Star Wars after the movies. Hey, we got a semi-blue one? No, but the one that we got is better. Well, there we go. Welcome to the Okara Droid Factory. That is only single target. That one? Should have used the other one. This class has better energy regeneration than the sniper. That's a bonus. But still, the sniper deals such high damage that it doesn't need anything else. Okay. That was easy. The objective should be through here. Yeah, I should have left this guy at a rested experience point. I should have left him at the cantina or something like that. That's the key. Once I finish the stream, I should have done that. Silly me. The worst part is that I think these droids are on fire because of my companion's attacks. Let's see. Elemental damage. No, there has to be something that is causing that. It has to be the shock strike, I guess. Could be. Whenever you take damage, an additional stack of zero. No, this one has to be shock strike. Trigger plasma cell on affected. Wait. Oh, this one is a. This one's a boss. This one is the one that causes the elemental damage. The normal damage? Why is that guy on fire? What causes that elemental damage? Deals 71 to 97 elemental damage, but yes, but it has to be over time. Thanks. Finally. Yes. Now I just need gloves and the head and the bracers. There. Almost full set. Bounty Hunter phase. Remember, we are Imperial Trooper class this time around. Okay. No, the basic attack causes the burning. Yeah, it's the basic attack that causes the burning. What's causing that burning? I need to know the source of that burning. Shock strike, trigger plasma cell on affected targets. And what's plasma cell? Ranged weapon attacks have a 25% chance to deal 106 additional elemental damage over. Okay, it's this one. Is this one the one that's triggering it? Ranged weapon attacks, but then this one. Come. Affects the rest of them. Okay. Okay. So any attack will trigger that. 10 meters, 30 meters, 4 meters. Okay. 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 Hey, finally. Wrist wraps. Yes. Almost there. I should do it. Hey, what are you doing here, kid?
You're Azalea the Slicer, right? Perel sent me.
Thank the stars. I don't know how much longer I could have held out. My reconnaissance team was evaluating the factory's computer systems when the droids overpowered us. The droids slaughtered my team. I've been stuck here for days without food, water, or sleep.
I know why you're really here, Azalea.
You know about my mission? Then you should also know why I can't complete it. I already told Perel. If I put the virus in the computer's control program, it'll trigger alarms. Those droids will swarm us.
I'll make a nice big scrap pile out of them.
There are dozens of them out there. Crazy killing machines. You can't fight them all.
We'll see about that.
Worse situations will be fine.
You're totally set on this, aren't you? Okay. Here goes nothing.
Slice it. Come on. Get ready. Hey, nice alarms. That's right, approach right here. So I see the problem. Oh. Not again, these stupid. There we go. Alright, it has a cooldown. So it wasn't that hard, and I'm already starting to figure out the rotation. What is that? Return to entrance. We didn't have those things back in the day.
I can't believe we're still alive.
You'll be fine now.
Oh, my stars. Thank you. You're amazing. I've never seen anything like that.
Because you haven't seen
I'm
a
bailing out of here
sorcerer.
before more droids show up. Running away never felt so good.
I'm supposed to kill you, not how it's supposed to work. Not a chance, girl.
My contract with Perel stipulates no loose ends. That means you.
Oh no. Please don't kill me. I swear I'll go straight. I'll never slice another computer. Just let me go.
You have to promise to disappear.
Absolutely. I'll change my name. Delete all records of my existence. It'll be like I was never born.
I believe her. Besides, Perel's an idiot. He'll never know.
I never want to see you again. Got it?
You won't. Thank you.
Alright. Yes, people, it's what a trooper would do. Remember, since they prostituted the classes, we can change this. Oh, right, we can go straight about there. We can just do a fast travel there. And as I was mentioning, the idea that uh, when Disney bought the Star Wars license in general, it was quite. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? What was the entrance over there? It was quite terrible because it destroyed the expanded universe that we loved so much. The expanded universe that we loved so much. Okay, here we go.
Welcome back. I take it everything went well, and the Okada
That
droid
brought us so many
factory
amazing
is
ideas.
running smoothly. And what about Zalia? I trust that slicer won't be a problem.
What slicer, Lieutenant Major?
Ah, yes. What slicer indeed. The Admiral will soon see my worth.
Master is so wise.
Remain silent, my pet, or I shall discipline you again. And you don't want that, do you? Here is your payment for taking care of the slicer, my friend. Excellent work. Your next assignment concerns the local fauna. Colonel Sartius is responsible for keeping our citizenry safe from the deadly colicoids infesting this planet.
Yes, colicoids. Colicoids.
Never heard of these colicoids before.
You're gonna meet some
Colicoids are
great
vicious,
people.
giant insect-like creatures that devour anything in their path. Their exact origin on Balmorra is unclear.
Yeah, that's a mystery that I need to ask around. What
After
happened to
the Empire's
Colicoid
invasion,
war
the
games?
Balmorrans released mutated colicoids into the wilderness.
To Colicoid's
The
war
creatures
games.
successfully bred and have become a plague on the population. The colicoids have become almost docile in recent months. Attacks are down all across the planet. That makes Colonel Sartius look like he's got this plague under control. But we know better,
The best part is
don't we?
all of the story missions kind of like intertwine, kind of like supporting each other in the sense that maybe the actions that you do as a bounty hunter somehow complement the story of the Imperial agent and the Sith warrior, the Inquisitor, and like that, etc., etc. Like pretty much.
You want to stir up these creatures, make them angry.
Precisely. The only thing to do with docile colicoids is make them hostile. The last time they attacked in force was when a survey team accidentally encountered a colicoid queen. It took 5 squads to kill her.
Hey, another guy. Another guy. One of my greatest masters. Before she was discovering new colico. The unlucky scout managed to curl man right on Thursday again, determined to be a queen. You see where this is going.
Just get me a crate of thermal detonators and I'll squash this bug for you.
Too many explosions will attract attention from the military. We can't have that.
Combination would be suicide, but my method of mass advice.
Place this sonic device near the nest entrance. It will confuse and anger the colicoids. Kill any drones and warriors you see. Eventually, the queen will reveal herself. The sonic device will disorient her, leveling the playing field so you get a fair shot. Be fast and careful.
Okay, dispatch the colicoids. I need to ask around, as I've said, what happened to Colicoid War Games? That was a flashpoint, and it never and I cannot do it here. I cannot complete it. I don't see it. It's not available anymore, or something like that. It's not available anymore. In that sense. There we go. A nice shield. Respectable. Ah, because of the light side choices or whatever. There we go. Nice. Right. Already level 16. Come on, render your shit. Render your stupid shit. There we go. Here. Oh, another. Speaking of wannabe gangster haircuts, look at that. That guy will. That guy willingly applied his huge crest to his character. God damn it. Okay. Oh, look at that. Down with the queen. Okay. This is all the original part of the game. People appreciate taking the beauty. I hope it's through here. I think it's the other one. I think it's definitely the other one. Yes, the other one. You need to be careful here. The elevation of the terrain, how they designed it, it's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. How they designed the terrain with the different elevations and everything. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. In that sense. Alright, so this one has 30 meters, the other ones have 4 and 10 meters. Okay. Okay. Pretty much. It's absolutely sad that we might lose this amazing universe if this game ever goes offline, like what happened to Darkspawn or Wildstar. In that sense. Right, here we just do. Where was the other one? Right, it was a cone. I need to remember, it was a cone. It was a cone. You also got experience because of the locations you visit. Okay. This one is 10 meters. Okay. Ah, yeah, how could I forget about this zone? This is where I usually farm dailies. If I'm not mistaken, the exit should be indeed over there. You might think you're gonna be normal and go through there. Nope, we're gonna do this. I think those elevators never work. Of course, here there's usually a bunch of enemies, but of course they are not here because this is a daily farming area where people do their heroics. But no, well, I will finally get to know what's over there. I never go that way, pretty much. So here. Oh, that worked. That could have worked better. So they are always burning. So that any attack of this class, like even the basic attack, causes that burn. So it has damage over time, kind of like baked into the attacks. Not bad, not bad. That's good, that's good. Okay. Let's make this faster. Let's do one-hit kills. This should be one-hit kill. These are my legacy abilities, people. As you can see, I use them thanks to the fact that I've completed other story quests, like the warrior, like the sniper, etc, etc, etc. And I can activate these abilities that are usually abilities that other classes have. Like this. Damn it, that stupid cone is shitty. That stupid cone is so shitty. Okay. What about you? This one has a pretty good cooldown though, huh? I can assure you of that. There we go. Also those kind of like voiced combat expressions sounds, you also don't get them in World of Warcraft. Like, it makes combat less emotional, I guess.
Coming in here was such a bad idea.
Welcome to the Colicoid nest, people. Great place to be. Great place to be. Who wouldn't like to be around the Colicoids? Alright, everyone who wants to die over here, so we activate my area of effect. This is generally where you do dailies, so yeah. Hey, what's that? An egg! Defeat the first wave of Colicoid Queen's God. Oh, okay, they're coming for us. Like, if there's one thing I've never liked about bounty hunters, is that they use the pistol. Feels like way too much of a small weapon compared to the trooper. Okay, what now? Nice maneuver there. Prepare to face the Colicoid Queen? What? What could I prepare? Alright, I needed one more batch for the bonus. Then come here, Mako. I wish I had. Hey, I got something there. Reactivation, increase damage for 12 seconds. Amazing. Not as good as the Sith Juggernaut. That means the Sith Juggernaut is still the top tank. If this is the ultimate cooldown of this class. There we go. 13. You'll all die together. Shit. Oh, nice. Right. I should have done that before. My bad. I should have done that shit before. I should have done that shit before. I should have done that shit before. Without a doubt. I should have done that shit before. No worries, people. No worries. I should have done that shit before. I forgot about the banners. I forgot about the banners. Should have thought about that before. Uh, Alright. That should do it. Pretty much. Ah, we're lacking one. There we go. We get bonus missions. Hey, my companion remains. Mako just turned into an invisible ghost. Oh, look at that, a med pack. Guess we'll use that shit. Place that there. Full inventory. Well, this day was going to arrive sooner than later. There we go. Expand the inventory. 5,000. 20k. Okay, let's go. Now we can deal with that. Pending. Gimme. Ah, conquest. Yes, conquest. Yeah, whatever. And the bonus. And with that, we already at low. Can't see target. What? How can you not see that? Pretty much impossible not to see that thing. I know this one deals more damage. Wait, what? This a joke? Wait, what? What the? That was tough. What did you expect me to do? Was pretty much... It's almost... That was quite tight. For a newbie encounter. That was quite tight. In terms of stats. You're under-leveled. That's the reason. Yeah, well... Pretty much, but... But still... Like, when you start out, you don't have that heroic moment to fix your lack of damage. Maybe my gear is shit or something. Probably. Most, probably. I'll give those companion gifts to my other two.